Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Digimon World 3 on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, we'll be finally making it to Suzaku Town. But we've got a long way to backtrack first before we make it there. I probably should have cut out a good portion of this backtrack, but I wanted to show off, the actual route that it takes from Asuka City to Suzaku before we get access to our next mode of transport.
It's nice to be reminded that when you get a new mode in a game like Fast Travel or HM2, that you're not going to miss how slow the process of going through the map is.
Well, the issue with that, of course, is that our definition of fast travel, quote-unquote, Mr. Clown, doesn't happen until we're more than two-thirds of the way through the game, and we're never going to get HM2, so...
Man, we're definitely going to love the upgrade.
No, sadly. Our fast travel upgrade, that we get two-thirds of the way through the game, is, by definition, the single greatest player steroid that could happen in Digimon World Online. And yet, due to the difficulty of both using it and figuring out how the fuck to use it, it also ends up being one of the biggest complaints for the mid-game portion of Digimon World 3, sadly.
And the complaint is not what took them so long?
No, the complaint is not what took them so long. The complaint is, where the fuck am I going? Yeah. I really should save that particular tangent for when we unlock it, but, we're a good, 25 and a half parts away from unlocking it, so...
You see, Miss Bride, that Digimon World 3 is not a corridor, it's a forest. And like a forest, it's easy to lose your way and get butthurt.
Mostly because of all the damn trees that are smacking with the ass.
Smack.
As annotations go to attempting to espouse, the OST for Digimon World 3, with the exception of the more ambient pieces, is actually really fucking good. We've got the Digimon Slate theme here, which is actually a really good piece of music, despite the fact that it keeps getting interrupted by our random encounters. But the random encounter track itself is actually pretty good. It's a bit too short in my personal opinion. Like, it could actually use another musical phrase or two.
Let's see, with PS1 musical loops, as people who've been playing video games for some time might notice that video game loops are not like songs you hear on the radio. They eventually not only loop into themselves, but they are designed to loop into themselves by not creating phrase endings when you would desire a resolution. Instead, what we consider a musical phrase ending in a video game actually comes in the form of an entirely different track that takes over, like, for example, at the moment when you KO the enemy Digimon and then the enemy team is out of Digimon to send out. Then you hear the rewards theme, which actually contains the resolving root notes and the chords you're looking for.
Hey, Gizamon. As I have already mentioned a bit earlier, we won't get to play with a majority of the Digimon that are actually in this game, especially because we're doing a Kumamon solo run, and so it's a bit weird to me that this game ends up having the Digimon well, not that it has the Digimon license, because it is still tied to the overarching Digimon World story at this point, just very loosely. But Digimon has always been a bit weird when it comes to the monster taming genre, especially at this point in the monster taming genre's history, because a good portion of the time, although Digimon was lumped in with a bunch of the other creature collectors, specifically Pokemon. Digimon itself has never really been a creature collector. It's been more interested in the minutia of raising and perfecting individual Digimon than it is attempting to max out the Digidex, if you will.
That's interesting as far... Whoa, look at this doofy-eyed motherfucker.
Sepikmon.
It's interesting when you, the game developer, are trying to set up player expectations for achievement. That, for example, we've gone over 100% completion runs in video games before, and the thing about 100% completion is that it is an achievement that has differing requirements depending on the type of game you're talking about. For example, there are games where you go around and you interact with objects, and when you interact with the object, it gives you a message. Just, an arbitrary whatever. But some people would chalk that up to an item on a list that you have to check off if you're trying to 100% the game. So in the case of Digimon, you might consider yourself all set without collecting each and every last Digimon, especially in the case of Digimon World 3, because you can't catch every Digimon in the game.
Yeah, we rather unfortunately don't get to play around with pretty much any of the water lines from classic Digimon in this game. So Sepikmon has successfully returned Sepikmon's mask to him, and for our troubles, he gives us the smelly herb. And now we need to go back to Zanbamon and use the smelly herb on him in order to, cause him to retreat from us.
Sounds like a Flash game that I played once.
I don't think the smelly herb was in Save the Sheriff.
It was in, it might have been in Legend of Zelda series.
Okay.
Well, I know the stink bag was in Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages.
Wasn't that the scent bag?
No, you might be thinking of the scent seed bag.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
I'm talking about the stink bag, the stinky bag, which is literally just a bag of crap that the toilet monster hands you, and then
As
you're
part of the
supposed
trading
to.
quest, right?
It's like, oh my god, it smells delicious. It gives me so many wonderful ideas of how to make food. Yeah, I hear you humming along to the theme. It's a good. I do like the background themes too. Makes good car music.
I don't know. The in theme for Digimon World 3 would not honestly work all that well in long-term transport. Mostly because it's too damn short. It's only like 40. I think the loop is between 45 seconds and a minute and 30.
Rocket Rabbit Commentaries does not recommend playing Digimon World 3 while operating behind the wheel of a motor vehicle.
Indeed, we do not.
Jaws like that looks like something out of Rayman 2.
Trying to think. I don't actually remember most of the enemy designs in Rayman. And that's mostly because my biggest exposure to Rayman specifically was in Rayman Arena, the BS2 arena fighter, and or arena party game, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, we don't actually have all that many enemy designs for that.
I suppose what lends to the creep factor, like, for example, if that mouth you see is actually the jaws of a creature that's trying to eat you, it lends to, because of the shall we say, not so good graphics we're seeing. It lends to a lack of definition, and it is by that sheer suspense that it actually enhances the horror aspect.
A bit, yeah.
Hey, we got him to move. Nice.
Yes. And by throwing the smelly herb at him, we cause him to retreat. As annotation Gurnet mentions here, by causing the Zanbamon to retreat, you no longer have to worry about Musyamon showing up here. Instead, now we have to deal with our first instances of, the normal power level of Dark Digimon that can show up here, specifically Devimon and Bakamon. To be perfectly honest, they are significantly less of a threat than the Musyamon are, So
I see. The Demibon is kind of like the Zubat of this cemetery region we're in because it has high speed.
It has kind of high speed. The only real thing that would give that away is that it managed to successfully ambush us. But that's because we've been devoting all of our TP into speed. So.
Fire, icicle laser.
It's not an ice beam; it's an air dart. It's supposed to be a hypodermic needle dart, but
Jesus.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the detail in order to actually get that concept across.
It does have. Now that you mention it, it does have that pointed tip that is similar to a a hypo. Jesus Christ! I mean, this is a kid's game.
Digimon is not a kid's franchise, though. It's closer to teen/preteen as a franchise.
Right. They aimed for an older segment of the gaming market. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they could swear in the movies.
I don't think that any of the Digidestin have ever actually used curse words.
No, I mean, I remember.
Have, though.
I remember the first Digimon movie was rated PG.
And so we have successfully made it to Suzaku City. Hey, Alice. Yeah, and our charisma is not high enough to actually fight with the tamers that are around. Oh well.
We made her nervous.
And so we have encountered effectively our third armory. And from here we can actually get our Iron Glove, which unfortunately we don't have enough to buy two of, so I don't think we're... are we? Yeah, we are actually getting it now. However, the Iron Glove is something that we probably shouldn't have gotten because it specifically has got the detriment of reducing our speed. Damn it.
Yes, iron is heavier than wood.
Or cloth in this case.
Or a baseball cap. Or bamboo. Or tin.
Alright, so yeah, because of the other piece of armor that we could have gotten, the baseball cap was only at 1 point of defense better. We decided not to go for it. So, hello, random woman. Who might you be? Her name is Lisa.
Automatically update name tag complete. Person, speaker, identified as Lisa.
So, Lisa is going out to go look for an Ogremon. I don't know why she's after an Ogremon specifically, because, as a young adult female, Ogremon would probably be a bit terrifying for her to encounter on her own, but oh well.
Welcome to the inn. Pay 5 coins and sleep? Of course.
36 coins, Mr. Cloud.
Prepare to save.
And after we're done saving, that's going to be the end of the part. We have successfully made it into Suzaku, and in the next part, we are going to go and take down the Suzaku leader because, we don't have to do a side quest in order to unlock her fight, thankfully. But to be perfectly honest, it does make her fight, significantly easier than it was probably supposed to be for us. Be safe, everybody.
And always remember to end on the high note, like saving your game.